මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, welcome back as we come to you live from the Nalanda College Cricket Ground for the final game of this beautiful Sunday. The recovery room versus the McLaren group. And here's a quick look at the toss where McLaren group won the toss and decided to field first.
You reckon it's a smart move?
Well, what I thought, Brian, the rain might have caused some kind of a reason for that decision. Do you think?
I'm not too sure, honestly. McLarens from Ranasinghe, Mullegama Pereira, Dambarage, Anjan, Chamikara, Amarasekara, Chaturanga, Vijayasinghe, Sandaruwan and Kavinder.
And the recovery team, Gamage Dasanayaka, Jason, Kanagaraj, Ananda, Vinjay, Piri, Senavi Ratna, Nuwan, Rukshan and Velalage.
Yeah, that's an important debate, isn't it? I mean, why did they win the toss and decided that they're going to have a ball first, right? Because generally on a matching, I mean, bat first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, the right-arm fast bowler was a real success, Shehan, in his first game today morning. Back in action, here's the first ball, and look at that delivery, Brian.
Oh,
that took off.
That
really took off.
Look, he can shiver any batter, I think. I tell you what, he's got so much of venom. Why is the umpire, is he signaling, signaling that as just one bounce for the over? And the recovery team will have to be a bit cautious here. Throw caution to the wind.
I really enjoyed watching him bowl in the morning session as well.
Yeah,
Look at that, Brian.
Oh, fantastic.
This is extreme pace, I would say.
Very, very good bowler. I mean, he's a match winner. I mean, 2 dot deliveries. Main thing is keep that line and length going. Try to get yourself a dot over, which means a dot over means we are looking at 6 dot deliveries, right? Go through a dot over and let's see how it goes from there. Good delivery yet again, but they just amble through for a single. That would not bother the bowler. So they open. T-Shop open their account with a single in the third ball. And I think it's paramount importance that they target around 100 runs to be on the safe side to win this game. And McLarens, they have their work cut out. They are the ones who won the toss and decide to bowl first. So they need to be on the money. Make 100% sure that you justify as to why you decide to bowl first. Brilliant delivery yet again. Brilliant.
That is absolute beautiful bowling by Shehan Sandaruwan. He's really asking lots of questions from the batters. Looking at that replay, starting outside the off stump and cutting back in. Isn't that beautiful?
He's
Brian?
wonderful to watch. He is, to me, he has been the bowler for me out of the seamers I've seen for today. Just hitting the right line, hitting the right length. Now let's watch him as he comes in to bowl the final delivery. Well driven rather uppishly, but then falling short of the man at short extra cover. And then a run being taken very easily. The umpire changes over to the left-hander, going to the onside of his stance. That could be terrible, especially when you're umpiring, when you have to keep walking. Your left-hand, right-hand combination is not easy.
During the short break, we had a very short rain as well. did a small visit to our ground. Said hi though. Not a very long stay.
Yep. It cooled things around, but credit to the umpires. They were. I will come back to that just after we take the break for the over. Yeah, welcome back. I mean, talking to the umpire, they were very keen on starting early, and he said, "No, nothing to worry. The ground is dry." That's positivity. You know, I take immense pleasure when some umpires tend to try and make few excuses to delay games, but then these two umpires were very keen on getting to the park. You know, great that the rain interruption didn't interrupt the play for sure.
Absolutely, and the left arm fast bowler with that kind of an unorthodox action is ready to pull from the school end.
I tell you that McLarens have a good seamer in their bowling cordon. We just saw him operate the first over. I remember watching him bowl in the last game, but I'm just trying to take back memories. Bowls left arm. Oh, that's been driven very firmly on a length.
Equally well fielded as well, because if it had gone past that fielder, it would have been definitely a boundary, but very well done. Went down on time, because you might have that kind of uneven bounce, because we had a little bit of shower around as well, so the surface might be a little soggy in some areas. So the fielders needs to be really careful when they are running around and trying to stop the balls which are running around.
But thank God it's dried up quite a bit up. I mean, taken on the half volley, driven firmly, but can't get it past the man at deep mid-on. But nevertheless, the running between the wickets has been good. They've been rotating the strike, which is a good sign.
It is a good sign, in fact, Brian. And also that stop by the mid-on fielder, as the fielding coach would rightly say, get your body behind the ball. So even in case you miss the ball through your hands, your body will do the rest for you, so which exactly happened over there.
Absolutely.
Oh, I think he nicked it. Yes,
he has. He has gone. I mean, I think it swung away from him a little bit. The feet going nowhere. Now, Iran, let's watch that dismissal. I'm sure you will notice it as well as I do. You cannot stand stationary and try and swing at that delivery. You got to get to the pitch of the ball. Just watch him. Hopefully we'll have the replay. And that's what I noticed when I saw the stroke. I just thought he was just stationary. There you see. He's got to get to the pitch of the ball. See where his front foot is, you know. It's not in line with the ball.
Exactly. He should have been playing much more squarer than trying to play that delivery with a straight bat.
Exactly. I still think that was an expansive drive, in all honesty. Very expansive in the second over of the game. 5 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. McLarens will be very happy. They've seen the opener back in the hutch. Because look, you win the toss and then you decide to bowl first. If you don't yield some wickets in the first 5 overs, I think your plans have just gone disarray, you know.
Looking at how things have been for the McLaren so far, they might be definitely happy about their performance, because they have decided to bowl first, and after 1.3 overs, just the 5 runs considered, they have managed to grab a wicket. They have kept that pressure on the batting team.
Useful thoughts. That's a wonderful stroke. Bounced just inside the boundary line. Now that was taken on the half volley and punched down the ground. Brilliant stroke. There's no fieldsman there. He found the gap. Airborne for a while. Just watch it. Yes, that looks very good indeed. Now that's the difference. He got to the pitch of the ball. You know what I mean? Didn't play away from his body. You know.
And also, I just felt that he played through the line as well. He just did not try to thrash the bat. He did.
Absolutely. That's a loud appeal, and the umpire's negative to it. Absolutely negative. Yes, signaling the leg by. Now what's happening? We need some repairs here. Is it one of the players are coming off the field?
Looks like just want to exchange the bat, I guess. Get that right velo.
Get the right velo. That's the most important thing. During my playing days, the time that I played, the little cricket I did play, velo was a luxury, honestly. Look, look, we used to fight for our bats, Good bowling. Gets onto the back foot. And we had bats, unlike today, we used to have the bats autographed by top players. Like I remember my first bat was a Peter May. And then after that we had things like Gray Nichols and, so many English bats coming in. And I used to be a great lover of English bats because they were very easy on the wrist, nice and light. Right, overtaken on 10 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. We are watching the final game of this week. And the two teams in pursuit are Recovery against McLarens. McLarens winning the toss, electing to bowl first. A bit of a surprise in the eyes of Iran and myself. We thought that McLarens would be better off trying to set a target, bat with freedom. But then Iran had a very strong point. He said the shower that came in just before the start of play could have disrupted that sort of decision.
Yeah,
you don't know.
The reason I was thinking in such a way, Brian, because we did see the matting pitch got wet a little bit. So when water falls on top of it, there might be a change in bounce. I just
strong
assume.
Possibility. Yes, of course. What you say is spot on. I think, yep. I think they want the matting to dry up a little bit more.
Absolutely. So they just wanted it to dry up, and when they come back, so they have a very dry and a proper clean surface.
While you were talking, we just seen a bad delivery being bowled by the off spinner. Outside the off stump, gave himself room, rocked back and punched it firmly towards short extra cover. Good looking stroke. Fuller in length, nice back cutting. It takes the outside edge, balloons in the air, no harm done. Some cricketers, especially the left-handers, they have a few, I would say, childhood strokes, which they can never ever change. I'll come back to that soon after we see this delivery. Yeah, waits for it, opens the face, just nudges it. And I think I remember my coach Bertie calling it, your baby caught strokes or something. And let's watch this after this delivery. Put away towards mid wicket for 1. Will they go for the second? I doubt. Yeah, he said especially the sweep. The left-handers are very good at sweeping because that's a childhood talent. And the other one is what was executed a short while ago, the back cut, not opening the face. You see that? You see that? Just waiting for the ball to come and just nudging it. Now, that comes very, very naturally, It's like, people ask me how does Mahela Jawad play the square drive. I said, ask him. Because no one can play it like
answer.
I said, no one can play it like that.
Exactly. And isn't it good, Brian, to see some kind of shots being specified for certain regions, especially the sweep shot? We see a lot of subcontinental players played a lot rather than the center country players.
That's because of the wrist position. Basically, I support the stature of the body. Like the subcontinental players do have a much more flexible wrist. Not a strong wrist, but a flexible wrist. And also they play with lighter bats. But if you take a look at some of the improvised strokes, a lot of credit has to go to people like Ian Botham and co. I think was it Ian Botham who started the reverse sweep? I think it was can't remember, but it's an Englishman who started playing the reverse sweep. At that time, the commentators were having a good laugh, a little jiggle. But today it has become an important repertoire, isn't it? That's beautifully picked. Beautifully picked from outside the off stump, played through the line, straight to the cow corner for 4 runs. He'll enjoy that as the total trickles away now to 19 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Talking about wrist work, Brian, look at that wrist work from the batter. If you just saw the replay, it was way outside the off stump, and the batter had to fetch it from the wide line, and he just
Beautifully,
used the wrist to
fantastic.
place it over the short extra
Yeah,
fielder.
I mean, that was great to watch. That's those are the strokes that will just sort of give you some sort of pep, you know. Brilliant in the air, but then falling very, very safe indeed, because we don't have a legitimate mid-off. Just fell very short of the fieldsman who had to run across from almost short extra cover region. Nevertheless, a single. That's all that matters. 20 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. We're into over number 4. We do have the wicket keeper and a third man.
That should be
Wrapped
sliding
on
down,
the pad.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going down the leg side. You can't get a positive verdict from the umpire. I mean, that was definitely down the leg side. But then you go for anything, no? I mean, you appeal for anything and everything. I mean, international players do it, so why not? You know, why not the semi-internationals? You know.
The current run rate would be definitely a concern for the recovery team, because they're scoring 6 runs per over. Not the amount of runs that you would expect to score in a T10 game.
Yeah, could have been, but it's long and high, hung in the air for some time, but the fielder had to cover a long distance. And I dare say, with the wet ground conditions, we might have been slightly circumspect in approaching the ball as well. Nevertheless, it was in the air for some time. All that matters is that he's still there batting. Neck and crop. This is what any bowler would want to see. Just look at the way the stumps are shuttered. I mean, length delivery, what was he trying to do? Let's watch it here. Here we go. Beautiful. You cannot try and play on the up. You need to understand where the ball is being pitched. I know it's easily said than done as commentators. We watch it on screen and we sort of make a comment, but I'm just trying to look at the possibilities. When he looks at this, if he watches the replay himself tonight, he will ask himself, why was I half cocked when I came to meet the ball? I could have covered the line of the ball better. You know, this is why very important, Iran. I mean, look at the top class players in world cricket. I mean, I'll just take our own Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. The way they work the singles for deliveries of that magnitude. You know, cover the line, just, you know, close the face of the bat, you know, just play it down towards short fine leg and grab a single. Because you can't force the issue when the ball is pitched over there, especially in that particular area, back of a length.
Absolutely spot on, Brian, because it's a very, very risky option to take when you have the ball pitched on a good length, just back of the length, in fact. To go after that could be one of the riskiest thing that you could be doing as a batter.
Exactly. Now, that's what I mean. You saw that? Now, what he did was just, you know, play it with use the pace, use your wrist, and turn the ball. Don't go to punch it down the ground when it's on back of a length, especially, I think, on a matching wicket, because, you know, the bounce can sometimes be uneven. That's where he got undone for. 24 for 2.
Looking at the conditions right now, I just feel that the McLarens team would be really happy about where the game stands right now, because they won the toss, and we had a debate as well on why they decided to bowl first. So look at the batting card. This is one of the reasons they have managed to send out 2 batters back to the pavilion within a pace of 4 overs, just considering the 24 runs.
Yeah, the other factor is also they've kept the run rate at 6 per over, okay? Because it's 24 runs in 4 overs, which is good going, you know. I was slightly critical when they decided to bowl first, but then they've had better plans. Swing and a miss yet again. This is where the frustration comes in.
I mean, I really don't understand what kind of a shot he was trying to play. It was just back of the length. Look at the replay. It was just back of the length, and it was just a nothing shot. He was trying to flat bat it.
Absolutely. What was he trying to do? He was just trying to, I think the frustration that builds in Iran, because look, you're not getting the runs on the board, okay? And 25 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. If there are 2 more dot deliveries, mark my word and see. I'll bet anything on it. If there are 2 more dot deliveries in this over, you can see. Then you can start seeing the turning point where the team will start panicking.
Absolutely, and looking at Abhilash as well, he has been out there for 8 deliveries. Looks another wicket.
Yeah, it is gone. Gone with the wind. So 3 wickets now then for 25. Now, here is the panic time. Now you get what I'm trying to get through to you. So you need to have a batter. I know it's easily said than done, Iran. You and I can't do it. We don't expect them to do it either. But, as commentators, we need to tell our listeners, our viewers, exactly the expert viewpoint. This is the time you need to have a batter who's cool-headed. Right, look, I got another 6 overs to go. 5.4 overs to go. Let me start rotating the single. Let me not just panic and, throw my bat at anything and everything. And this what exactly happened to McLarens, right? Okay? Sorry, to Unilevers. When they made 107 in the first innings, and then they came at the first match, and they panicked and were bowled out for 40. That's what you should do. Get to the pitch of the ball, play the bowling by the merits, play your cricketing strokes, rotate the singles. Boundaries will come. Don't force the issue, it will come.
Exactly. They will really need to work through this right now. But through being a T10 game, you hardly have any kind of time to settle in and try to score big. But rather, you shouldn't be throwing yourself as well. Now, look at that shot as well. And this is what I was talking, Brian. It had a little bit of extra bounce. If we get the replay of that shot, the previous delivery, maybe that bounced unevenly.
Yeah, it's sort of zipping a little bit. I think that the wet matting could be one of the reasons. But they need to play proper cricketing strokes. Look, you got 5.1 overs. That's it. Get behind. Now, that's a very good stroke. Punch down the ground to mid-wicket. Rotate it. Keep rotating the strike. And then you're going to get your loose deliveries close to the 8th, 9th over.
5 overs done. We're done with half of the innings. 28 for the loss of 3 wickets. And I'm telling you that McLarens would be the happier side. They would be really happy about the decision that they made to bowl first as well in a conditions where a majority of the games were won by the team batting first. Against the playoff game, we could see that the McLarens have really taken the upper hand in this game by pushing the recovery team for 28 for the loss of 3 wickets.
I just read something very interesting. I'll get back to that school of thought. It's been sent to me by my close friend Rex Clementine of the Island paper. He just reported saying that the Bangladesh cricket captain was given a bit of a pep talk, telling off, condemned for not declaring. There you are. India, could he be out caught? No, that's running away from him. Batsman will go through for one. And he says that, see, in a similar scenario, when West Indies was playing against England during the time of Sir Garfield Sobers, it was almost a similar scenario. Sir Garfield Sobers decided to declare and try and make a game of it, right? And, of course, England won, right? And when they were getting back to the Caribbean, the custom officer, mimicked him and said, "Sir Garfield, do you have anything to declare?" You know what I mean?
That's great humor.
Great humor. You have anything to declare, Yeah, that's how the Caribbeans play their cricket.
I mean, it's not about...
That's a good shot. But then there is cover. This boy can hit the ball. He gets on the back foot. Slapped it away. Yep, rotate the strike. That's all I'm trying to say. Rotate the strike. Keep it going. You will get your loose deliveries to execute closer to the 8th, 9th over when the fielders get a little bit tired, and the bowlers get tired, obviously.
Exactly. As you're just walking into the evening part of day's play, it's not really hot there as well. Taken on the full.
Good shot. Yep, couple of runs.
Very well done by the deep end fielders. Both fielders running across, supporting each other. This is what exactly, as a bowler, you could expect your fielders to support you.
You need to, because you put the opposition into bat, right? I mean, you can't afford to leak runs. Take the fielding for granted, because then you're letting them off the hook. Simple as that,
Run rate is currently the concern for the recovery team. They're not scoring even at 6 runs per over.
I mean, I wonder whether the ball is coming slower onto the bat. Like you did make mention, the matting got slightly sogged, obviously. It must be coming slower onto the bat, so they're finding it a bit difficult to time their strokes, This could be a possibility. I reckon it is.
Both these batters have been out there for 5 or 6 deliveries each. That's an outside edge running down to the third man region. That'll be a welcome boundary for Sabiru Pires.
Leave alone welcome. That's just what the doctor ordered for. I mean, you sometimes you just need those boundaries to chirp you up. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I mean, I fully understand it was an inside edge. Of course, it was an inside edge, so it'll take you through to the fence because of that inside edge. 37 for 3 wickets. We are into over number 6. Right. Sabiru Pires on strike outside the off stump. That could be signalled a wide. No. Umpire thinks it was well inside the tramp line. So marks the end of over number 6, 37 for 3. Welcome back. 37 for 3 at the end of 6 overs. We are into over number 7. And we're just having a look at a few replays. I mean, the batter thought that the umpire should have called that a wide, but the replays does indicate that it's just about edged inside the tramp line. Right, over number 7 in progress here in the final game here at for this week at the Nalanda Cricket Grounds here in Punchi Borala. Let's wait, because Ashan Mulega is being brought into the attack, and this is his second over. In he comes. Oh, that's beautiful. In the slot, on the leg stump, and put away. Now, that's where you're asking for trouble, basically. I mean, this has been absolutely smothered. Good batting. That'll sort of, there you can see. Now, I picked it up from the off stump. My apologies, that's what I meant. And then, hiked it to mid-wicket. That's wonderful to see. Now, this is where it's very important that you stay, despite the fact you lose wickets, you are bound to get loose deliveries. 43 for 3 wickets. Yet again, a bit of a swing. The ball takes the outside edge, but there is cover, a deep extra cover, and the batsman will just take a toddy single. 44 for the loss of 3 wickets. We're into over number 7. Iran is back after a short break. And, Iran, you just missed a beautiful 6 being executed. I was just telling all our listeners and our viewers that you have to wait, because you are bound to get loose deliveries. I mean, the bowler is not going to be, 100% in the area where it will be an advantage for him, right? He won't be on the money, all 100%. So you just wait for the loose ball. That's no choice, you know.
Absolutely. And also, while he told that shot that I missed, I just heard the sound of the bat. He just slapped it over Sportylk.
Yeah, fantastic. And this is what I kept saying. I mean, like, you will get opportunities, right? I mean, you can't hit every ball out of the park. By trying to do that, that's how they've been losing wickets. We saw that example in the last game, you know. You press a panic button and then, you know, you go on a wild swing. You start losing wickets. Brilliant yet again in the air for a while, and it's gone all the way. Now, very similar to the 6 he scored in this same over. You can just see this over has been pretty expensive. And watch it. Yep, same stroke. The ball angling across the left-hander. He picks it up from the back foot and just punches it away. Looks an exciting prospect, this batter.
He looks really, really capable, and he looks really powerful as well. Looking at though, that's a beauty. That's a beautiful shot.
Oh, wonderful. Third six of the over. This is raining sixes here. Absolute carnage. I mean, I feel sorry for the bowler because nothing wrong with the bowling. He's bowling, I mean, look, he's bowling the correct line and length. But it's superlative batsmanship, you know. I mean, he's so very powerful off his pads.
Exactly. He just went down on one knee. And it just recalls me, one of the Sri Lankan batters in the current era, Niroshan Dickwella, used to play this shot really well, going down on one knee and over fine leg. You couldn't ask for a better shot. 3 sixes already, 20 runs off the over.
This has been, I think, the turning point. Now here, McLarens will be now a little bit concerned. They've leaked too many runs in this over. Yet again, but this time there is a fielder in pursuit to mid-wicket for an easy single, but most importantly, keeps the strike.
As it concludes over number 7, 58 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Welcome back. That's a look at the skyline. Looks an absolute picture here in the city of Colombo. And we are bringing you this live telecast from Sporty.lk for your viewing pleasure. The skyline at the background makes it very picturesque indeed. Right then is Shehan being brought back into the attack. The speedster bowling from the commentary box end. Change of ends for him.
Means the power play is back in action as well, Brian, because I'm pretty sure that's the reason Shehan has been brought into the action. And Sandaru Gamagi on strike, 26 of 10 deliveries. He should be really fancying his chances.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to use the pace of the bowler. You know, I mean, like, you cannot afford to bog down and think like, look, you're going to face one of the fastest bowlers in this tournament, right? Look at it in a very positive mindset, basically. I mean, try and use his pace, you know, and score off him. Right, we are now ready. Let's see. Played uppishly, could be out caught, and he's gone. Come at the man, come at the wicket, go at the batter. Simple.
Nicely quoted, Brian. So I just thought once again the ball held on the surface. Unfortunately, the Martin wicket, I just feel that it held on a little bit. He was too early to the shot.
I think you had a very strong point. You said when it rained, the matting wicket getting slightly soaky, and that has helped the bowlers. I mean, in the sense because of the surface where the ball is holding slightly, is coming slower onto the batter. So timing has been a bit of a problem. Nevertheless, I don't take anything away from the bowler. He got himself a wicket. The danger man who made 26 runs off 10 deliveries. They'll be very pleased to see the back of him. Here is Shehan. That is pretty cheeky, I thought. waited for it, just opened the face of the bat. I mean, stretched his arm outside the off stump, got the willow onto the ball, or got the bat onto the ball, and gets himself a single. That could be annoying, very annoying for the batter. For the bowler, my apologies.
I mean, this is what you call a wicket-taking bowler. The captain gets you to bowl in order to grab a wicket, and you get it done.
Yep, exactly. He should be pursued with, and I think he'll be a threat in this tournament. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Swing and a miss, but then absolutely beaten for pace, you know.
I just feel it's raw pace. He's just running in and throwing it out. Everything that he has, they really know that they need to win this game as well. Nice and clean action and nice follow-through as well.
Yeah, I think he could make any batter feel nervous. You know, I mean, like, look, you have to be good to play him, you know. That's the inside edge trickling away to short, fine leg. He's been pretty miserly, I think, in this particular over. He's got a wicket. He's given away just 2 runs. Good change of bowling because things were getting slightly out of control. But now they've got it completely in their favour. India, could that be the another wicket? Take the catch. Out goes the man. So there we go. This is, I would say, sterling performance. I would say just what the doctor ordered for. 2 wickets in 1 over, and you're putting the opposition whom you've sent into bat in disarray. Watch that.
Once again, I just feel the batter couldn't get that distance. Played it a little bit early again. Unfortunately, success for Shehan. He has been just spot on in this over. Unfortunately, the batting team, they haven't been able to capitalize on the batting power play over.
Now, I think all the surface also makes a little bit of a contribution to, I would say, their limitations. Because the ball is coming slower onto the bat. And then also let's face it, Iran, you're facing a very good bowler, isn't it? I mean, like, look, you got to be at your best. I mean, I think it would have been much wiser for the batters to see him off rather than force the issue, you know. Work on his pace, nudge him around here and there. Nothing wrong, but it's better to not concede wickets, right, than not concede runs. I mean, look, you can't get runs. At least don't throw your wicket. Simple as that.
Exactly. And
look at that delivery. Absolutely a beauty. Well bowled, sir. Really enjoyed his bowling. He's made my day. Sandharwan, he's been nice and quick. I think the quickest we have seen so far in the tournament.
Exactly, and also I guess we had another left-arm bowler from one of the matches we had in the morning. He came out and really bowled hard. Look at that previous delivery. Oh, he's getting some late swing.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Was it reverse? I don't think it was reverse, but then nevertheless, like, you're right. I mean, I just am overawed. Here is the scorecard. 60 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. Nothing much to write home about except that 26 runs made by Gamage of 17 deliveries, but there again he got undone. Not going for an expansion shot, but then run of play. Shehan 2 for 4. He's the bowler we have been talking about, and of course Inesh 2 for 14. The wicket takers, and Lahiru Amarsekara 1 for 9. So competitive cricket being played out in the centre. This is the 9th over coming up. Let's watch it from here as to where it's going. Swing and a miss. A gentle appeal to the umpire. Yep, you got 19 deliveries. Try to make use of everything. Look at that. Now, how on earth can you reverse sweep that? I can't understand.
And did you see by any chance the position he was standing? You can't call it a reverse sweep. It was a reverse drive. I don't know what
yes.
shot can you call it.
Absolutely. I mean, just have a look at it. I mean,
you should go down on your knees if you really need to
you
sweep
can't
the
play
ball.
that, son. You can't play that. That's not good for this type of cricket here. That's for sure. I mean, a wicket wasted, just thrown away.
when you're playing the sweep shot, the coach says you need to cover the line of the ball.
Absolutely.
He just stood straight and tried to play the ball across the line.
You can improvise. I'm not saying no, but then, look, the circumstances are such. Your team is in trouble. You should actually target to bat the rest of the overs, rest of the deliveries, not basically the overs. Because the man coming in is not going to do the job for you. Good bowling. He's just bringing it back nicely and not bowling it to the arc for the batter to improvise,
Absolutely. And the pressure created in the previous over has really brought back the momentum towards the McLaren's team after that expensive over of 20 runs. So this is what one good over can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, is that a wide? Look, that's wide as the ocean. Absolutely.
Sun is coming out again here at the Nal and the college cricket grounds. Good scenes around.
One more punch to mid-wicket. That'll get him a single. The score trickling away to 61 for the loss of 6 wickets. We got another 2 deliveries to go in this over. 62 for 6. My apologies. Correction.
Jason Harding, the new batter.
That should be a dolly. Come on, son, grab that. That's how you support your bowler and your team. Take those catches. It was in the air, hung in for a long time. 62 for the loss of, I guess it's 7 wickets, if my counting is right, and the innings is going nowhere.
Absolutely, and you can't be blaming the batter as well. Just the 8 deliveries left, Brian, so it's a do or a die. You can't be hanging around there trying to get singles, so you really have no choice rather than going after the bowling.
And I also think they forced themselves into that choice as well, isn't it? I mean, they could have had the top order batters try and spend more time on the wickets, This is something that... that's a good looking stroke, but then straight to the fieldsman, and there's no chance of a run. So it's 62 for 7 at the end of 9.
What a brilliant over that was. He has already grabbed 2 wickets in that over, given away just the 2 runs. You can't ask for a better result from a bowler as a captain, especially the penultimate over. Look at that one. That was a straight-on delivery. He bowled it with the arm, with the fingers, in fact, just flicked it out.
Yeah, and also the penultimate over and the over before that, like you very correctly said, look, that turned the tide. I think they introduced 2 of their leading bowlers to bowl those vital 7th and the 8th over. Now, let's see. I'm going to be very keen as to what Dinal is going to do because he's bowling the final over. What he called the death over.
Usually we see the seamers wrapping up innings, but it has been different here. Can see a spinner being brought to the attack, but mainly I guess. Oh, in fact, it's a fast bowler. My apologies. My apologies.
Right. Come on.
Brilliant!
Look, beautiful. Look at that fielding. Well done, sir. This is what I make. I've been telling all morning the importance of the fielders backing their bowlers. Now that could have easily gone to the boundary line because it was a full toss. It was sort of stuck very firmly. But that fielding effort will tell the bowler, look, I need to get my length right. But now look, I think the umpire is going to signal a bye. Let's wait and see. Did he get... Oh, no, it's a bye. That's poor wicket keeping.
You can't afford to give away easy runs. These are freebies, you call them. You can't because you have added so much of pressure. That was a beautiful delivery in swinging Yorker. The bowler has done all the hard work. But look, when the ball ricochets towards the boundary, unfortunately, that really puts you down as a bowler as well. Unfortunate for the bowler. But, in a way that it's not going to go under his name, but unfortunately, it'll be under the team's total.
Absolutely. Punch down the ground. That will be a single as we watch some of the young students coming in for extra tuition classes. Does this bring back memories to you? I mean, it does bring memories to me when I was in younger man's clothes, running away from home for tuition classes. I went and studied nothing, in all honesty. I just walked up and down when I was in Menace, I think, in class myself. Here goes up. Good ball. Beaten on length. Straight to the wicket keeper.
Beautifully bowled again. I mean, this is exactly what the doctor has ordered in this last over. Couple of nailing Yorkers by Ashan. Spot on. Just the two deliveries to complete these innings. Should be very interesting to see where...
Played rather uppishly in the air, but into no man's land. They won't bother now. Are you going to take the second run? I don't think they do. So it's just 1 run. 69 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. What do you think of the target? I mean, it says 70-72. Gettable?
Well, looking at the conditions and especially the decision made by the McLaren's captain, they might have expected this kind of a total to be chased down, because obviously they wouldn't have wanted to chase down a total of 100 runs.
Yep. So that's...
Let's see what's happened there. The wicketkeeper has taken the wickets off the ground
the
as
umpire
well.
has not given him out, so that's 2 runs. It's all happening out in the centre. Now we have a look at it. Picks it up, sends in the throw. Where is the wicketkeeper? Get there, son, as soon as you can. Collects it. I can't understand that. I mean, I just don't have a clear visual to come up with a conclusion.
Oh, that's out. That's clearly out.
Yep. Okay. Now that's much a clearer visual. So that's being ruled out. So 71 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. Target 72.
But Brian, do we know if the umpire has given it out or not?
The umpire should have done his duty. He should have given it out. But I don't know whether he's done so. Not out. Okay, now we have the confirmation. We've been told it's not out.
So fair call from the umpire's point of view, Brian, because we got a very close replay.
Right, look at the batting card here. Gamage 26. We spoke to you about that earlier. But none of the other batters, in fact, impressed. Janit Dasanayaka 14. But Iran is going to read the bowling card, and let's hear it from him. 71 for 7.
Pick of the bowlers, obviously Shehan Sandruan, just considering the 4 runs and managing to grab 2 wickets under his belt, and Ines Chamikura just considering 14 runs and grabbing 2 wickets, and Dinal Dambarage also managing to grab 2 wickets under his name. It was all a brilliant performance by the McLaren's team. They ran through the recovery team's batting lineup. Here's a quick look at the highlights. That was some beautiful bowling and some nice shots as well.
Yeah, I mean, he went fetching that on that occasion, but then got back to it. That's the most important thing.
Those were those 2 shots played uppishly, but unfortunately he was caught out.
Yeah, now what's pertinent here is it's all done and dusted. You're having a target of 72. We also noticed that the pitch itself, the ball not coming onto the bat, that's because of the soggy conditions of the matting because of the intermediate shower we did have. And we are pretty lucky now. The sun is shining very brightly here. And we'll have no intermediate interruptions, I reckon, till we have the next 10 overs to close the day. 72 being the target. But I'm very happy, especially in the second session of play. I mean, Iran, the catching has been good, isn't it? I mean, in comparison to what we saw in the first session.
Right then, the recovery room were all done for 71 runs for 7 wickets. McLaren group will need 72 runs in the allocated overs to win this game. We'll be back after a short break.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Welcome back, lovely skyline here in Colombo as we come to the final session of a day's hard work. The 72 runs needed in 60 balls, that's the target. And it will be the tee shop batters walking out. The tee shop fielders walking out to the middle as McLarens have their work cut out. They need to get to 72 runs to win this game. They won the toss, decided that they are going to bowl first. And let's see whether the addition has worked out to their plan. They need a win. And I can assure you that a lot of emphasis, I keep repeating, is on the openers. Don't throw your wicket, cardinal rule.
Exactly. And also, Brian, when it's a low-scoring game, 72 runs is obviously a lower scoring, you could call it, in a T10 game.
Yep.
So it's going to be very tricky chasing down these kind of totals. And also, as you correctly said, you need to be very responsible as opening batters. You shouldn't be throwing away your wicket away.
You got all the time in the world. Target 2 overs by 2 overs, right? Look, where do we want to be, And then play the bowling by the merits. Then start opening the shoulders, because you don't have to go bang, bang with the score that we have to chase,
Right, then we have that tall gentleman, Kavin, running in for the recovery team to bowl the first delivery.
That's dug out very nicely indeed. Nice high arm action he has. But I noticed the last time I watched him bowl, he generates space quite a bit as he goes on. As expected. And the last time I saw him bowl he was, Iran, he was a little bit quick when he came to bowl his second spell.
Spot on, Brian, because I guess during the first spell, what he's trying to do is hit that sweet line and length, just be spot on, let the surface help him a little bit with the bounce that he used to get with his height. So let's see what's his execution in this innings.
Bowler missing the run-up, batsman not ready. Part and parcel of modern-day cricket. Oh, brilliant. What a delivery. That's right. Hit the length. Get him to play at you. Bring him on the front foot. Just tell them I'm here to defend my total of 72. Get them worried. Look at that. Beautiful delivery. Absolutely beautiful. An in-swinger. He closed his wrist as he sent the ball through.
All credits to the bowler, Brian, but I don't think Hirun bought his front foot in the line of the delivery.
Absolutely. You can't just play from your crease, can you? Up, that's much better. Onto the back foot. Got to him a little bit quicker than he anticipated, but nevertheless, they opened their account with a single.
Looking at Kavin, I'm trying to recall one of those old players. I know you know this bowler as well, Chris Tremblett.
Oh, yep. Of course, yes. Hey, you remember quite a few names. I'm happy for you. Yeah, Chris Tremblett, of course.
So I recently saw him in one of the legend leagues. Yeah, he has built his body like a huge fellow. I think he's hitting the gym a lot often.
Yeah. Caught and bold chance, went a begging. Yeah, it's not easy it's not easy on your follow through. I know how it feels. Yeah, because you just watch his delivers. Yep, and it could have made a world of difference if he took the catch. But got to live with it. You gave it your best shot, you dropped it. You butterfingered it, as they call it,
So, looking at his action, I just can recall the way Chris Tremblett used to bowl, but not during his prime time. He was much better. That has been smashed down the ground. All the way she goes for a 6. Beautiful shot.
That is a fantastic shot. Classy shot. Well played, sir. Beautiful. Absolutely. To the pitch of the ball. Played through the line. Just what the doctor ordered for. Can they get to double figures in the first over?
Well, interesting. They have got that big shot, I'm sure he might go again.
Yeah,
yes, he goes.
good. Oh, lovely. 13 runs off the very first over. They are on song.
Commentators curse Brian. We were just praising the bowler, and he has been taken apart for 2 brilliant sixes. All credits to the batter. Nothing to take away from him.
They've got it. They got themselves into a decent start. They now just got to keep concentrating and keep going. Don't lose the plot, because you got 13 runs in the first over, and Kavin would rather go home and forget about what happened to him. He bowled a decent line and length. I was very happy to see him bring the ball in with the wrist high arm action. But I reckon those 2 deliveries was in the hitting arc. It can happen. Here is McLaren.
Current run rate 13 runs. They require 59 runs in 54 deliveries. I think it should be a very comfortable chase if they continue in this merry way. They just need a couple of overs where they'll be able to score 10 to 12 runs, and they should be easily chasing down this total without any kind of issues.
Yeah, the most important thing is you need to keep your wickets intact, because psychologically a wicket falling now, you're putting the bowlers on top, you're just getting them to regroup, So try and show them that, okay, look, we've got a plan, we're not going to lose wickets, we're just going to stick around and then, work on it. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's going to get 1. Is he going to get the second run? He was smart enough to have the man at deep fine leg. One run to the addition of the total of 13. It goes on to 14. And one way, I think, T-Shop can approach this game is to keep the wickets intact.
Lahiru Amarsekar, the aggressive batter who managed to grab couple of huge sixes in the previous over. He should be definitely eyeing on another shot as well. I just feel he's going to throw his bat again. He might look for another big shot.
Yep, play to the merit. That's the most important thing. Ah, lovely. I think he heard you. He heard you. That's gone down. All instead of the heavy outfield. That deserved a boundary, that shot. But sadly, the heavy outfield just holding the ball back.
That was a beautiful shot indeed, Brian. He came down the track, met the ball halfway, beautifully played it over mid-off. Lovely shot.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense, played it up.
It's great to see when a batter commits. I mean, we discussed this a couple of times before as well. It's nice to see when a batter decides and commits to play a shot and executes it.
No, not that stroke. Not that stroke. No, you can't do that. You have the man at back of the point. You open the face of the bat and then tell him, here is catching practice for you. That's disappointing.
The problem there again, what I thought was, Brian, the ball had hardly any pace on it. So he did not have enough pace to work with it. Because if he had enough pace, I think it would have definitely carried over that fielder's head.
Absolutely. Yes, he should have played it to the merit. I mean, and I also think, on hindsight, I'm not too sure, I might be wrong here, could have been a slower delivery. A strong possibility, and the batter got to play the stroke a little too early. So, first wicket down for the score on 15. This could get very interesting if they can grab one more wicket now.
So, if the recovery team manages to grab, let's say, 3 wickets within 25 runs, we will definitely have a good game in our hands.
But recoveries have to make 100% sure that their batters put their head down. Play the percentage game now. You can't afford to lose any more wickets here. That's for sure. Not in the next 2 overs.
We do have a deep cover point and a long off-fielder back in the boundary. So that means he'll be bowling outside the off stump just like that.
That's a wide. That's not what you should be doing. You got a wicket. Keep the pressure on the batter. Say you're here to get his wicket. And when you start bowling wides, you start seeing the ball better, you know. You are giving him more time out in the center. Try to get him back to the hutch. That's what you should do. Because these are low-scoring game. You are not defending a big total. India, could that be wicket number 2? Yes. This is going nowhere as well.
That was
2 wickets for
shot.
nothing shot. Absolutely. What was that shot? 16 runs for 2 wickets. Can't do this. You're chasing a small total. I think they're getting themselves bottled up without themselves knowing it.
Number 3 batter, I really don't understand what kind of a shot that he was trying to play over there. There was no foot movement. It just went up in the air. Easy catch for the wicket keeper.
He simply fell lame on the front foot. I think Iran, that is one area he should be careful about, because look, you're batting at number 3. You got to take responsibility. You got to say, look, tell the non-striker, I'll play myself in. You know, you do all the hitting if you have to. Because the number 3 batter should be technically correct, right? Okay, and he should go there with an intention of batting the 10 overs, you know.
Exactly. I mean, even in the international arena, the number 3 spot is a very, very important position for a batter to be batting in. So, for an example, in Sri Lanka, we had Kumar Sangakkara. In India, we have Virat Kohli. Earlier, we did have Rahul Dravid. So, currently, we do have a lot of players playing at number 3 who carries that responsibility on their shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, look at the IPL. Sometimes they drop down KL Rahul to bat at number 3 because I think they identified the fact that it was very important that the number 3 batter, because number 3 batter is there to stay. You know, steady the innings, steady the boat. That's worked very well, but there again, there is cover. A short third man in position. He's got to make 100% sure now that he doesn't stray down the leg side. That's the end of the over. 17 for 2. $55 runs needed in 48 deliveries. That's the equation. I mean, it's definitely gettable. But you have to be wise over here. You need to keep your wickets intact. Show the opposition, we're not going to throw our wickets. And then they'll start panicking. The moment you start throwing your wickets, they'll get right into under your skins.
This is a very good comeback by the recovery team after that successful first over for the McLarens. The second over was a very, very good over. Managed to grab 2 quick wickets. We have Vishal Rukshan into the action. 55 runs required of 48 deliveries.
Yes, they've dragged them back. That's the beauty of it, which is good to see.
That's the beauty of cricket. I mean, just 6 deliveries. How soon can things change around?
No, that was nice and quick, but then there again a wide. Now, look, you're defending 72 runs, and then you can't afford to give freebies. You can't afford to bowl wides. Vishal Rakshan, you just got to find your line, your length. You got to keep it nice and simple. Get the batsman to play at the deliveries. Don't let him just fetch wides. Another wide. Wide number 2. Now, this is very, very tricky, very dangerous, because you're going to bowl extra deliveries. You're going to give the batting team more balls to play and get to that target.
Ines Shamikra, he needs to really...
Yeah, that's a wild swing. That is a wild swing. And the umpire, up goes the finger. He's raised his finger. Did he get an edge? The umpire says yes, the batsman stays confused. Let's watch it on the replay. Why was the batter a little bit perturbed? Let's watch it here. Closely. Keep your eyes on the ball up. I think if there was a noise, it's off the bat.
Should have been an inside edge for sure, I guess.
I think so, because I thought it could have been very close to the pad. Then you have an argument it could be a nick off the pad. But then if for the umpire to have heard a noise, it should be off the bat, the way that he swung that ball from outside the off stump. So things are not good for McLaren's 3 for 19.
So this is exactly what I was talking during the previous over. If they manage to get 3 wickets within 25 runs, we will definitely have a game in our hands, and that's exactly what the recovery team have managed to do. They have managed to grab 3 wickets off the McLarens, but still we have the danger man out there, Lahiru Amarasekara, 13 of 5. He would be the hope for the McLaren's group. The run rate is not really a concern here. It's about the wickets right now, because the run rate is still below 7 runs required per over.
Very gettable, very gettable. Now, this is why I kept emphasizing right from the get-go that, look, when you're defending 72 runs, when you're targeting 72 runs, what's very important is keeping your wickets intact. Because, like, you start losing wickets the way they've lost right now, one more wicket from here, and then the scale will turn the other way around. They're still in the game, no doubt, as the score moves on to 20. Take your singles, rotate the strike, take time. You've got plenty of overs to be bowled at, isn't it? I mean, we're into over number 3. Plenty to come your way.
I mean, you really no need to go after the bowling, because the required run rate is very, very well
That's
under
a good-looking
control.
cricketing stroke. I'm sorry. I mean, fantastic. Elbow up. Nice little push. Square on the offside. Rotate the strike now. Get going. See what you can get up to in the 5th over. And then take a decision. Because losing a wicket right now, Iran, you're going to ask for trouble.
Current run rate 8.4. Need 51 runs in the next 45 deliveries.
There we go. Oh, good rotation of a single. Very nice. Good to see. 22 runs. McLarens are doing the right thing now. I'm not trying to say they heard me, but I feel they're doing the right thing now. Just rotating the singles. Wait till the 5th over. That's it. You saw that? Where he dropped it? Beautiful. Don't go for the second run. Just drop and run. Drop and run. And then all that you need to do is, after the 5th over, get together, have a chat, and decide whether you want to open your shoulders, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I don't think still there is any kind of requirement for them to go hard at the bowlers, because everything is under control.
Now look at that. Fuller length. Didn't get bat to ball. It's no fault of the bowler. It's the fault of the batter who couldn't get bat to ball. 3 overs, 23 for 3.
I'm just wondering whether it was an inside edge or was it late swing, because it really took on after passing the batter. It really moved in, and the wicketkeeper found it hard as well.
It's very difficult for us to sort of judge it from this angle, as you know, Iran. I mean, but let's presume, speculate, in other words, but then I still feel the batter was beaten off a little bit of pace there. So now look, 2 overs. Be very careful. Ensure that you don't lose wickets. Look at the equation. 49 runs to get in 42 balls. Say you get 12 runs in those 2 overs without losing a wicket. then you're getting into close orders, you know.
Abhishek Velalagi, the successful bowler, boarding back into the attack. Considering just the 4 runs, managed to grab 2 important wickets.
Beautifully nudged there. That'll get him a single. No overthrows, gentlemen. Important. The captain should speaking now. He should start talking now. Tell them, watch out for no balls. Don't bowl any wides. I don't want any overthrows. Let's become miserly from here.
They need to be really disciplined because they are not working on a huge target. They have a very small target to defend, so they can't afford to do any kind of mistakes.
Bit tentative, no? On the back foot, he played rather uppishly. I think the batter knows more than us that the ball is coming very slow onto the bat. It's pitching and it's not coming on. So you could mistime your strokes, which could spell disaster. This is quite an interesting game, 24 for 3. I know it's very tiring on us, but then it's swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Once again, I just could see that the ball is doing a little bit of different kind of bounce on the surface. Look at that replay again. I just thought that there was no bounce at all getting to the wicketkeeper in the second bounce.
Are they making it difficult for themselves? That's my big question. Look, it's not a very big target, right? Are you making it difficult for yourself? Are you over anxious? Are you watching the ball? That's a simple question here.
Brian, I think you got it spot on. They look over anxious.
Absolutely. Now look, nudge, take the singles, wait till the 5th over, wait till the 6th over. Then you got a batter who can go over the top, open the shoulders. Now, like, you start giving dot deliveries, you're bringing in more pressure, right, to yourselves.
When you have a target set in front of you, a decent target, not a huge target, it's just about rotating strike. I mean, 6 singles, you get 6 runs. You can do this until the 5th or the 6th over, just like you said, and then look to go big if required.
Yeah, and I also have this. I'll come back to that after this delivery. There we go. See, you know for certain the ball is not coming out of the bat. You know for certain improvisation doesn't bring very much yield. So what you need to do, I now feel I would just start rotating the singles till about the 7th over. Okay, then you will come in for I think the 7th over and the penultimate over are of paramount importance, right? Okay. After that, you got to take your chances. You got no choice. But don't lose the wickets now and get a new batter in.
Yeah, especially with the conditions out there.
Oh, there we go. That's it. You got no choice. The bowling is good. At least rotate the strike. 27 runs for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of 4.
.45 runs required of 36 deliveries. A very, very gettable target. 7 wickets in hand. You have the set batter, Lahiru Amarasekara, the opening batter out there.
Yeah, Lahiru has made 17 runs in just 9 balls. Now here is a look at the batting card so far. 27 for 3. Lahiru Amarasekara, the opener, is on 17. The rest of the batters have to give him the much needed support, because I think the 5th over could be pretty vital. Let's see.
Right then, we have a leg spinner in action. I just feel if the batters might try to take on. Not really. There's a quick single.
No, he's well inside. I don't think the umpire can give that out. Are you surprised that the leggy was introduced?
Not really, because we have 2 right-hand batters out there, Brian. So obviously the captain would feel a leggy might be fancy because he takes the ball away from the right-hander rather than bringing in off spinner, I would say.
Yep. The other option is the leggy can buy a wicket. He can buy you a wicket, and I think they have suddenly found, look, these guys are getting desperate now, right? They're getting cramped for runs. Let's try and buy a wicket here, you know?
Exactly, because the target is much lower.
Yeah.
There is no risk involved.
That will be, come on, you can't bowl a wide, not when you're bowling leg spin. And you're not defending a mighty total like 100 plus, are you? You're not even defending 90 plus. You're
Exactly.
defending 70 plus.
That's beautifully bowled again. Quick single. Bit of fumble between the wicketkeeper and the batter. Hope everything is okay.
Yeah. I mean, well done, gentlemen. That's the way. That's the spirit of the game. You compete. Yep.
Very good work by the fielder as well. Unfortunately, even though he couldn't cut away that run.
That's the shot, but has it gone straight to hand?
All the way she goes for 6 runs. Beautiful shot from Lahiru Amarasekara. That's the calculated risk
Absolutely.
that you could take when you're set.
Absolutely, you're set. And I think he's just opened his shoulder in the 5th over. I expected him to open shoulders a little bit later, but then look. Yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable, you see ball, you hit ball. Simple. Look. He's looking in great form. Make sure that he's at the wickets, you know. I think a lot depends on him.
Exactly. He really can't afford to throw away his wicket right now because he has been there for 12 deliveries, 25 runs under his name. So he needs to be there.
Yep. There's no single in that, going straight to the fieldsman at short mid off. 38 for 3 at the end of 5.
"34 runs required of 30 deliveries should be a walk in the park for the McLarens if they continue in this merry way."
I think that 6 that came off in that last over just turned the tide a little bit, I think, right? Because I think they can afford to play with a little bit more freedom now. Even look at, opening their shoulders at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. But I just feel it might be a little bit too early because they need 34 runs to get a wicket here, especially the wicket of Lahiru Amarasekara.
That could
can
turn
be
the
very
tide,
costly.
Yeah. That could be the turning point. That's what they need to target. Try and get him out. Swing and a miss.
This is the problem. I don't think Lahiru Amarasekara should be swinging his bat at this point. They have ample time because losing a wicket now will put them on the back foot again.
Absolutely. You spot on. 5.1 overs. Hang around, mate. Hang around. That's what you should do. That's scooped a little bit, but then safely for an easy single.
We can just hear from the dressing room as well saying, Lahiru, don't be in a rush. Stay there. That's exactly what he needs to be doing.
Score gets to 39. Yeah, I think you're right. They should start looking at the game differently after the 7th over. That's it. Keep it going. Rotate it now. It's got up to 40. They're almost there. You're just 31 runs away, I think, from a historic win, I dare say. But like when I say historic, a good win after getting the opposition in to bat first. Swing and a miss.
Once again, a risky shot from Lahiru Amarasekara. The ball never arrived. He came down the track. Look at that delivery. I just think it might be a slow delivery. Yes, it is. Back of the hand.
Oh, yeah, back of the hand. Watch it. Look, you got to read the back of the hand delivery as well.
I would say it was lucky that he did not make contact, because if he did make contact, it would have just gone up in the air.
Exactly. Loud appeal. Loud appeal. I mean, these are signs that they want this wicket. They want this wicket, if possible, immediately, before they get to the 7th over. So Amarasekara should throw caution to the wind, Iran, and not the last ball coming up in this over. He's on 26.
This has been a very decent over, Brian. Just the 2 runs considered.
Absolutely. Oh, there again. Swing and a miss.
Once again, a delivery back of the hand. Very, very good bowling by Vishal Rukshan. Decent over. Just the 3 runs given away.
I mean, I think they will now thank their stars. They scored that 6 in the last over. Now they're back again under a little bit of pressure, isn't it? 41 runs for 3 wickets. You're talking about 4 overs to go. And you need 31 runs to win.
Absolutely.
The way the pitch is playing, the way the wicket is playing, it's not Herculean. I'm not trying to at any stage say that it's difficult to make it. But then, well, we do have a water break, is it, or what?
Looks like a small break in the game. We are not sure. I'm not very sure about...
Legally, you can't take a drink in a T10 game.
...31 runs required of 24 deliveries. McLaren might feel just a bit comfortable and ahead of the recovery team, because they're currently batting out there. They have one batter who has been there for 70 deliveries, looks much more confident. And he has been batting with a very good strike rate. Lahir Ramasekara and Sachura Vijay Singh as well has been there for 11 deliveries. So they might be just feeling that they are right on track.
Right, they pulled it back a little bit, in all honesty, in the last over. Now, this 7th over, if they pull it back a little bit more, then McLarens will be in a bit of a bother. So they have to score in this particular over. Right? I think so. This is my personal viewpoint. I think they might have to start thinking differently here. Try to get at least 6-7 runs minimum, or even 8 runs would be lovely.
Very
10
true.
runs would be a luxury.
Exactly. And also, with one more power play over in hand, I do have a kind of an opinion with regards to these power play overs as well, Brian, because we do remember that there was a period of time where they had an option called the batting power play, which was allowed to be taken after the 35th over, in
35th
fact.
over.
So I do remember where teams, they do have a very good partnership for about 10 or 12 overs, and they take the batting power play and they start losing wickets.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I just don't want that to happen here, because these 2 batters, they have been in there for some time. So just because of the power play over being taken, they shouldn't try to do anything too smart and lose the wicket.
That's a very good stroke. Punch down the ground, but he'll only get a single. He'll need support from his batter. You need at least 8 runs. I feel, from my calculation, 8 runs will do them a world of good here. If they can get 8 runs, then they'll be on top. Look at that shot.
Valiant effort. Valiant effort.
That's it. Fantastic stroke. Now, see how the complexion changes. 48 for 3. So they are basically on target now.
I mean, the importance of that shot is, Brian, the shot came out of Sachura's bat. Means that he was a little bit struggling out there. So him taking the risk would definitely be fine. And as we talk about that, this should be a wicket.
This is what you call Kiri's birthday party, is it? I mean, you don't play strokes like that, do you?
Well, that was one too many. You got a 6.
Disappointing, isn't it? 48 for 4. If I was the captain, I'll be disappointed with him. I'll just not even say that you played well, son,
exactly.
I mean, look, you can't go and throw your wicket away because, look, you're in a crunchy situation, 48 runs, 3 wickets at that time. Now it is the 4th wicket. How are you going to depend on a newcomer on this particular surface where the whole ball is holding up a little bit to come and do what you have done so far? Because you spent some time there, you know?
Exactly. He was out there for 13 deliveries, means that he kind of understands how the surface is working around. So for a new batter to go, maybe at least to try and rotate the strike, he might find it hard.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, if they get one more scalp here, then I don't want to be in their dressing room, that's for sure.
24 runs required of 21 deliveries.
Challenging. Let's see what you can do.
Shehan Sandaruan, the most successful bowler for their innings.
That's cut away, but then he can't beat the fieldsman at back of the point, standing between back of the point and third man.
Cyber's plan looks very clear. He's going to firing it up to the batsman.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, lovely shot. That's what you call a bonus shot. Managed to find the gap. 52 runs. He'll say thank you very much indeed. They've made 10 runs in this over. 11 runs in this over. Correct?
The plan was right by the bowler to fire it in, but unfortunately the execution was not right because he threw it outside the off stump.
Yeah. So he actually made it a freebie.
If you're firing it in, I would say you need to be attacking that off stump. You shouldn't give any kind of room.
Oh, that's another good stroke, but then there is a fieldsman, a deep extra cover. They'll settle for a single. 53 for 4. I think they are on target now.
19 runs required of 18 deliveries. I think things are looking very nice and tidy for the McLarens to chase down this total.
19 runs off 18. I think, they're on target with 6 wickets in hand. And I think the last over, now what's happening here? Why are they all walking out? Are they waiting for a helmet or... Yeah, I think they are bringing in the seam bowler.
I just feel they might be taking the power play. Yes, the power play is being taken.
The power play is coming in, yep. This is a vital power play. If they can get about, I would say, 10 runs.
Brian, from a batting team's point of view, they might be surely not wanting to chase more than 5 to 6 runs in their last over.
Absolutely. Not in these conditions. Not in the conditions that we've seen of this particular pitch or the matting that I can't call it a pitch. It's not a pitch. It's just a matting that we're playing on. The surface itself has had a bit of water sprinkle and it slowed the ball coming onto the bat. Yeah, you're spot on. I think, 5 runs, 6 runs, gettable. But anything more than that could be very tricky. If you have the right bowler bowling there, that's also very important, you know. Now they're bringing their strike bowler in to bowl this over. Let's see.
Usually this is where he generates his pace during his second spell. That's what we saw in the previous game. So I just feel he might be trying that same tactic here as well. It should be quite interesting because right now he's going to be bowling against the well-set Lahiru Amarsekara.
Good equation, good match.
There you go. This should be a wicket.
This should be a wicket.
Oh, no. For me, Brian, if there was any chance left for the recovery team to win this game, they have spilled it.
Amazing. Reminds me about what Steve Waugh told Herschel Gibbs in the semi-final of the World Cup. I think it was back in 19. I can't remember the year. When he dropped the catch, he said, "You dropped the World Cup." You know.
Exactly. Very much. I just feel for that fielder. It was a regulation catch, just a few steps towards his left-hand side. It was coming in a very, very comfortable height as well.
That was an utter shame that he dropped that catch. That could have just turned the tide entirely.
And also the wicket of Lahiru Amrasekar.
Exactly. The informed batter.
Look at the result.
Look at that. Yep. Now that's gone.
So this is what can happen when you drop a catch of a class player who is in form.
Now you're talking about, 9 runs, isn't it? 10 runs to win. Of 15 deliveries.
Right, I just feel the game is done and dusted right now.
Perfect assumption. Yep, perfect assumption. I think it's gone with the win now. Absolutely. That particular 6 just sort of... look, it just closed it.
And also, Brian, even in the international arena,
Yeah.
when a catch is being dropped, the very next delivery tends to go to a boundary or a 6.
Yeah, there is also psychological effect. It's a psychological effect on the bowler itself, Because the bowler's mindset, look, I've got to your wicket. Because every bowler wants the last column to be full. You know what I mean? Of his bowling
column.
figures. Yeah. That's what you call the wickets column. We call it the last column, the right last column, whatever. And when he's deprived of it, now, where has he gone? That's gone for 4.
Right then, the McLaren's team, they are currently running away with this game. Should be an easy end to this game. Just the 5 runs required now. So it's pretty much predictable what Kavin is trying to do as well. After that catch went down begging, the body language looks very, very negative.
Yes, just 1 hit away, isn't it? Come on. That's the equation. Well, they gave it their best shot, but unfortunately their fielding let them down. That's what I dare say. Up. That's wide. Now you've got to re-bowl that. The frustration that comes into the ball. I don't like to comment because he had a catch dropped off his particular over. And I think that... what they say is true.
They want him to finish it off.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't wait for the next man to come and do it for you.
Beautiful.
Oh, lovely. That's it.
That says the frustration of the bowler. Just the full toss, spraying down the leg side. Easy pickings. And that's the game done and dusted for McLarens.
Yeah, they ultimately get there in with 2 overs to spare, isn't it? So McLarens will go back. The happy team from Nalanda grounds today, winning the last game comprehensively. They won by 6 wickets. We'll just have a look at the quick replays that come. Handshakes all around, as you know. Iran.
It has been a long day for us as well, Brian, comparing to yesterday.
I know.
So, but in other ways...
the scorecard. Here we go. I think Amrasekar, the batter of the day, 35 runs in 21 balls. And he had bit of support there from Sachit Vijayasinghe, 13. But look at what Shehan Sandaruvan has done. He's come and made 14 valuable runs. And winning the game with 2 overs to spare does speak volumes. Go through the bowling.
Looking at the bowling card, just one highlight for me, Abhilash Velalage, 2 overs, considering 8 runs and grabbing 2 important wickets. Apart from that, I don't think we did have anything to speak about.
Look at the highlight package here. Punches down the ground. Beautiful indeed. That gave himself some room, but then no timing at all. Ball getting quick onto him. And that's the wicket where the batter thought he didn't get a nick. But we all thought that he got a nick. And of course, those thumping sixers that came their way. Well, it's a great win. I mean, don't take anything away from McLarens. They played very good cricket. In fact, they richly deserved to win this game because they won the toss and put the opposition to bat and restricted them to a gettable total. And to win with 2 overs to spare, I think that's sterling, honestly.
Spot on, Brian. I think the captain's plans were executed really well, and that was that last shot, a freebie, asked to be hit for a boundary. Beautifully done.
And here we go with the summary. As you can see, 71 runs for the losses, 7 wickets. Not a very good total, especially when you have to play on a matting track. And then McLarens get their 72 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. We hope you did enjoy our live broadcast. And on behalf of my co-host, Iran, this is Brian Thomas signing off from the Nala and the cricket grounds. Look forward to you saying hi to all of us again next Saturday and on next Sunday. In the meantime, have a blessed week and see you soon. Good night.